try to sneak one in here between task. We are yeah, we are in not such a bad place. Hey guys, we just gotta keep winning. Gotta keep winning. Just gotta keep winning. Don't even look at the records. We just try to keep winning. Welcome back, Zach Ertz. Boy, between you and Alshon Jeffrey, y'all done missed. God, dogs, y'all done missed 10 games. That guy Swearinger, boy, he's gonna be a problem.
Matching hundreds. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Redskins.
Oh, man.
I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just a few minutes ago, it was the Redskin defense being introduced, and the largest cheers went for their Pro Bowl quarterback, Josh Norman, as he and his guys get set to do battle with the Philadelphia Eagles. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they interplay here. They come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. As you get a peek at a man who entered the league in 2012 as a third-round draft pick, Nick Foles.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The numbers for Yeldon on the ground last week. He was able to topple the 200-yard mark and a rushing touchdown for good measure.
And what I found surprising, all those yards he accumulated, only found the end zone one
just
time.
Once.
That doesn't even seem fair, does it?
But still, the 200-yard mark, something he can always carry in his back pocket.
Hey, Silver.
Here's Foles. And a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey.
Good job.
He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And now running right through it.
TJ.
Another nice game. 13
guy.
yards that time and another first down.
T.J. Yeldon's not afraid to drop a shoulder or run through some tackles, is he?
Not at all. I learned it in his high school days in Alabama. Then, of course, stayed in state to play at Alabama. He could do that there.
And what I think is best about him, and when he's really on top of his game, when he's a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker, I think he's strong enough. He's compact enough to break those tackles, but I think he's at his best at a shiftier weight.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They keep it with Yeldon on first down. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
God, Mr. Block.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now Foles. Aguilar has it. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Redskins scoop it.
No, this guy, he's on the ground.
His guys will get the football.
He's on the ground.
Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch
Oh,
the
no,
ball,
that ain't no fumble. He's on the ground. He's on the ground.
Sometimes you have
He's on
to
the
put it
ground.
on them, big tackle, knock
He's
the
on the
ball
ground.
free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
This guy's laying on the ground with the ball. Stop it.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
That guy's, stop it. Thank you. Cheap rats.
Now a handoff to Yeldon. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. This is how they will line it up defensively for Washington. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
Foles. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Philip Dorsett, his 3rd touchdown.
Good job, guys.
Now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
Oh, you know what? It was nice.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the #1 overall selection back in '05 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They run it here with Thompson. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And a quick look at Washington's offense.
Former 4th-round pick out of Duke is Jamison Crowder. Now, he doesn't grab a lot of headlines, but he's been quietly dependable for his first 3 years in the league. Shifty, excellent route runner from the slot position, finds his way open, and catches the football. Yeah, he's dependable. Quarterbacks love to throw to him.
Smith now to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. A look now at the defensive starters for Philadelphia. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Smith. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It goes as a gain of 8 that moves the chains. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Smith. And complete to Lewis over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And put a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, Smith. This one complete to Jordan Reed. He'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. You see Thompson's numbers from a week ago. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Damn. That's not what I meant to do. Damn. Damn.
To throw on second down is Smith.
Oh, yeah. Go, 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 job!
One back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Good job!
Remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League.
Good job!
It's a good example of why.
Good job!
They set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's
Good
in
job,
the air.
McLeod!
They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Elliott now to add the extra point. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling still to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoffs. But
good job, way to come up, McLeod!
The teams, because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment. So they've got to be primed now for a big finish to their season. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll run it now out of the gun. And
good job!
At the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Bradham.
Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
While there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith.
Good job. Way to get off the field.
It's Richardson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard
Way to get off the field. Way to get him, Darby.
Good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that #2 seed and, more importantly, perhaps that first-round bye.
But they have to clinch it, don't they?
Yeah.
That's the key, right? So, in a sense, the playoffs have started. They've got to go ahead and get this thing done. Otherwise, it's a different road, and you really don't want to be at the mercy of other teams and their results.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now T.J. Yeldon. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Oh, boy.
Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle
Oh,
slow to get
boy.
up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Oh, boy. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, you knew it was going to happen, didn't you? Didn't you? You knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. He needed a yard, that's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
Back to throw here. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. To give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
Good job, Goddard.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Able to return to this game. I'm not sure what ruptured
Line of
this.
scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Oh,
and this
damn.
one's incomplete.
Were you throwing?
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And they'll run it here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. 14-0 is our score. We'll head back to FedEx Field after this timeout.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Back deep for the Redskins, Jamison Crowder. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
On 1st down, it's Smith. Completes it right side to Dodson. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line.
I gotta answer an email. Okay, dude. I sent that 2 days ago.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 3rd down, that's Thompson. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively.
Good job.
It likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Kendrick, sorry.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Kendrick.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick.
Oh, look at this shit here. You know what? Dude, you know what?
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Rats. Was that like a 90-yard punt?
Set to go again as we look at the...
I mean, let's look at this, guys. Let's look at the stats. Because that's like a 90-yard punt. Player stats. Let's go to punting. Let's look at the long. Long, 95 yards. You cheating rats.
Back heading onto the field again.
He's
only had a couple
not
of
even
carries.
possible.
When you've got a horse like this, 2nd quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of it. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to try to get him into the flow, we would assume here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game. second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
90-yard punt. You know what? It's a 90-yard punt.
Here we go. 180.
Now on first down, he'll drop the throw. His throw's going to be incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
180.
Looking to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Damn. That's just an easy catch. Damn, I mean, that's an easy catch.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll set up a throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down.
That's a catch!
He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL?
Low and inside.
The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's
Low
going to
and
have
inside.
in you to go to you in important
Only
times.
your guy
Because
could
he
get
can
it.
trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Foles now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
180.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And complete to Zach Ertz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
An update from around the league as our first one comes from New Orleans. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. Jameis Winston with 1 touchdown pass thus far. Back to throw now on first down. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is that with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Let's go.
Here's Foles. In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. And the young buck, the rookie, just racked up his first career interception.
How about the scouting department? They've got to be very happy right now because in NFL parlance, he's a third-day selection. Anyone after the 4th round, that's big-time scouting right there, and what a great play he just made.
All right.
Alex Smith and company heading back out there now. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. Out to the left here to Reed. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Redskins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll fake it. Now Smith. He's going to wind up in air. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's brought down after a very nice game.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or 2 in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
They've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here.
I said, wide 80. I said. I said.
On the ground, Geis. And he'll take this into the end zone.
All right.
Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Redskins have made this a 1-score game. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Well, that's well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure.
Through this.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Foles. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
God, doggeds, man. What is your problem?
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now Foles. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Falling like flies. Falling like flies.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Foles now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it first and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Now back to throw. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now third and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
Take your money. Take your money. Take your money. This
ball hangs out to the right. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Dude.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
I said,
and with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, and it's the Giants who are out in front. Torrey Smith, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they trail that one to the visiting Oakland Raiders. Seth Roberts with 3 touchdown receptions. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton with 2 touchdown passes there. In the game you're watching, it's the former Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles, with a strong first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
This is a freaking chip shot field goal.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is Geis. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
15.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. It'll be a Redskin 1st down as Smith hits Crowder.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now Thompson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith caught on the right side. Reed. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, Smith. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 18 yards there and a 1st down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of Central Casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Back to throw, Smith.
Good job.
Is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Redskins kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And the ball is knocked out. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. Wow. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Nothing like a loaf of bread.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Nobody was open. Nobody was open. Nobody was open.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. They're going to look to throw. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. On the catch, it's Crowder. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Smith now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Thompson. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
To throw on second down is Smith. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Redskins on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Smith.
Good job.
Couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Good job, Darby.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick, make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. Philip Dorsey,
Damn it!
the
Oh,
intended
Nick.
receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline.
Damn.
But do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. The Eagles on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw here. Oh, incomplete. Nearly completed. They would have had one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Crowder now to return. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at the 40. On 1st down, Smith. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. They'll run with Thompson. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Again, a run with Thompson. Stops short of the 25. The nice move couldn't ultimately free him. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now it's Smith off the bootleg.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
It's complete. That would get for 16 yards and a 1st.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Granted, more and more offenses are going to the philosophy of using every
knock
inch of the
that down?
field to try and spread things out. And when you're running back and catch the ball as well, that can only help your offense.
We got to hold them to 3 here.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4. And they'll run it here. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Chris Thompson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Redskins have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
Well,
Scott, this is a
goes down pretty easily.
10-yard field goal.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments. I can't believe I just brought that up. Because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like you still harbor some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
Damn.
The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And on the ground they go with a running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Ertz has it left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
They'll set up a throw. Aguilar has it. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Foles now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now the second-year man from South Dakota State. It's Zach Zenner. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Jonathan Hankins in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion.
Damn. Who was that? Come on. Jeffrey.
In the middle of the field.
Damn.
Makes it very hard to stop one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Foles. He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Zach Brown. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
Man,
I just don't know how they
missed
do
a freaking
it.
chip
I really
shot.
don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Smith.
Good job!
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this
Way to
offense
keep working
did its
on
homework,
Graham.
didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure.
Look at that.
And
They
they
ain't
really
holding.
worked hard
They ain't holding.
to tamp it down
How about
and
not
beat
holding?
it back. And they did a
The guy
great
around the
job
neck.
in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Smith.
Good job, guys. Good defense.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Good job, Fletcher Cox.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Fucking catch!
Even without a ton of pressure in his face,
Damn!
it shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Good job, Zach Ertz.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Foles now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Oh, that's the wrong play.
13.
Foles. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback
Good job.
out of the backfield.
Way to check
And
out
the
of that.
stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Let's take a look at this because I don't want no stuff. I don't want no stuff. Hold on, let's see where the ball is. The ball is on the 47-yard line. So let's see. Oh no, he's good. He's way good. He's way good. He's way good. Good job. That is not a crosser. Good job.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Check out of it.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Stay in bounds, young fella.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Down to about the 22 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll run. This is Zanner. And they'll get him down right about the 20. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. The Eagles on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll go on the ground. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Good.
Right back to him on first down. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Now Foles. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Call it a loss of 2
Take it to the
on
2-minute
play.
warning.
And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Take it to the
Time to give a
2-minute
little
warning.
credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And Elliott puts this one through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Dotson with a grab over the middle. Now the ball comes loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys will take over.
Let's see if we got it. Let's see if I don't know if the ground calls it.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity.
Because he was held up.
They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
He's down. Let's call whatever.
And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the third is reversed.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play.
Hey, give me
to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. Clock running as the Redskins try to hurry up.
Call timeout.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
They trying to cheat you, dog. So with defenses out there, you go.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. He'll look to throw. Crowder's got it over the middle. 70th catch for him on the year, like so many others. This goes for a first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw. Out to the left, it's complete to Dotson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. He's back to throw.
Good job.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, and that'll bring up second down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And a crusher as it's in. By Jalen Mills.
This defense!
Oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill, trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game, although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
They'll try to close it out now. The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. All right, so the timeout over, and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense.
Show me if Dallas won or not.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
Good job, guys.
Yeah,
That was a tough one.
In front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world, and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
Woo! Good job, guys. Coach Gill. Ow!
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you